welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest, one of her advocacy, body wisdom through chakras, no other than Dr. Mary Sanders. Welcome on Book 101, Dr. Mary. And can you please introduce more about your stuff that I miss?
No worries. Daniel, thank you so much for having me on the show. As Daniel mentioned, my name is Dr. Mary Sanders. I'm a medical intuitive and chiropractor living in Boulder, Colorado. I've had the pleasure of working hands-on side by side with patients now for 34 years. So time has flown by and still love what I do.
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Dr. Mary. Thank you. And today, let's talk about body wisdom through chakras. For someone who thinks of chakras as an abstract or woo-woo concept, how would you explain in the very tangible physical connection between energy centers and the actual wisdom of the body?
Sure. For starters, Daniel, I just want to dispel the myth that chakras are new agey or something that hasn't been around for a long time. Quite the contrary. We're talking about the chakra system as it was first described in the ancient Vedic wisdom, as chakras mean wheel in Sanskrit. And so the chakra system that we're talking about today in modern energy medicine, for the sake of today's conversation, we'll just be talking about the lower seven main physical chakras. And what we are noticing is that each individual energy center is connected with a nerve plexus or a highway of nerves that exit out of the central nervous system and control the function of our endocrine glands. And Daniel, endocrine glands are nothing other than a gland that produces a hormone within our physical body. So the energy centers, which are invisible to the naked field, but the biofield, as science is proving, is a filled with tons of information and structure that's constantly in fluid motion with your environment. So the three primary functions of a chakra system are to receive information from your environment, to assimilate the information, and then to express the energy, your life force energy, back out into the environment. So each individual energy center has its own highway of nerves that connect to an individual gland that produces hormones, which change the chemistry of the body and can elicit various different emotions.
Interesting explanation. Dr. Mary. Many was the pivotal moment or experience in your own life that transform your understanding of chakras from a theoretical idea into a practical tool for body wisdom.
That's an interesting question, Daniel, because it's not just in dealing with this industry, this transformation, this embodiment is kind of insidious. It happens over time. So it isn't until you go through life experiences and challenges do you reflect upon the transformation that has occurred. It's not just a light switch where one day you experience a condition and then the next day you don't experience a condition. So there have been many pivotal transitions that I have been through and that I have witnessed. Most notably is with a young lady who I was treating for a rare form of blood cancer. And over 6 months of dealing with specific themes surrounding the blood, the bone marrow, the bones themselves, in the first energy center, we saw a shift within her cancer markers as far as the blood panel was concerned.
Dr. Mary, beyond the classic seven chakra system, how do we learn to listen the unique dialect of our own personal energy body? Is it every system exactly the same?
Oh, goodness. That's another really good question, Daniel. I invite the listeners, for those of you that are new to the exploration of your chakra systems, to turn your reflection inward. I know that you can read many books that will give you outlines as to various different topics surrounding each of the energy centers, but most of the information comes from your internal reflection as to what comes to you, the information in the life experiences or the perpetual challenges that you have.
Dr. Mary, if the chakras are a map, how do we begin to read it? What are the first, most accessible signs that our body uses to tell us a specific chakra is out of balance?
Okay, let's start and use the first energy center, which is located deep within the pelvic center, the pelvic bowl. It is known to many as the root chakra. It is the energy center that is located closest to the earth. It's the slowest of all the energy centers, and it has to most intimately deals with the physical vitality of your physical body. So, if you feel as though your energy has been depleted, or you feel exhausted or lethargic, or you are operating from a fear based foundation, or you are having difficulties manifesting finances within your life, or you lack direction within your life, those are themes that would show up as a direct result of an under functioning first energy center. And so classically, most people in today's society, they are more sympathetic driven, meaning that their central nervous system, their autonomic nervous system specifically, is wired for fight or flight. And so as we live in this kind of constant perpetual state of creation and exhaustion, then it depletes the adrenal system. So that's one example where people can kind of self regulate or self diagnose what's happening within their first energy center. And Daniel, to be honest with you, there are different physical symptoms that may show up for the individual, but ideally, in a healthy situation within the first energy center, everything from the hips on down would be functioning optimally. So, if you're a person who experiences hip bursitis, hip pain, varicosities within the legs, knee issues, ankle issues, feet, plantar fasciitis, those are just few physical symptoms that give you an indication that your first energy center is under functioning.
Under functioning. Oh, wow. I like that. Doctor Mary, on scientific chakra and their expression, let's talk about the root chakra. In our fast paced, often unstable world, what are the most common physical symptoms you see of a root chakra imbalance, and what is the simple grounding practice to address it?
I alluded to this, Daniel, but adrenal exhaustion is so common in today's world. We are meeting constant demands and deadlines and expectations of others and self perceived expectations as well. So, that fight or flight grind that we live in can deplete the adrenal system. And so the adrenals are responsible for epinephrine, norepinephrine, DHEA, cortisol, just to name a few. So essentially, the physical symptoms associated with the adrenal exhaustion is that loss of vitality, that loss of the get up and go, the inability to sustain your energy, meaning that you're constantly having to look to external sources to lift your energy up, such as caffeine or sugar or alcohol. So those are some of the physical symptoms that you would see as the result of the imbalance of the first energy center.
And Dr. Mary, the heart chakra bridges our lower and upper chakras. How does a blockage here not only affect our relationships, but also our ability to turn our ideas?
The heart chakra is a beautiful energy center. As you so eloquently stated, the heart chakra is considered to be a bridge between the lower three energy centers, which are mostly focused on the physical body, and then the three upper energy centers are connecting you into the spiritual realm. The heart chakra is beautiful for several reasons. Number one, that this energy center, most people say, yes, I know that, the heart center is all about love. And I would say, yes, Daniel, that is true, but it's deeper than that, meaning that it's not only love for others, but it's love for self. And you have compassion for others and compassion for self. And oftentimes in today's society, many of us are not, we don't have role models that teach us how to have self compassion or to lean into forgiveness of self and forgiveness of others. So the heart energy center is kind of like the more that we can expand through this space, we can reach out into the realms of the universal love that surround all of us and tap into a frequency that is connected into the consciousness. So again, the ability to expand through the heart energy center serves not only ourselves but serves the others as well.
Many people struggle with the throat chakra. Speaking their truth, how can we distinguish between the fear of judgment and the genuine physical sensation of contraction in the throat?
Yes, I love working with the throat. I have had a lot of personal experience in supporting others and also in my own personal healing journey. Oftentimes, we are conditioned or raised in environments where we are not asked to express our opinion, or just the opposite. When we do express our opinion, we get shut down. And so, one of the things that I advise people to look at now, you say, well, how do I know if it's an energetic problem or if it's a physical problem, like just a constriction of the throat? And in my world, they're one of the same. You can't have a physical constriction without an energetic disruption. So the idea would be to find expression. And again, the throat represents authentic expression, doesn't necessarily have to be via voice. Oftentimes, people are good communicators with writing, or maybe they are artistic and they paint, or maybe perhaps they're connected with body movement and they dance. All of those things are forms of expression that are related into the throat. And so oftentimes people just get to lean into the idea. If they're not comfortable singing, if they're maybe they can hum. If they're not comfortable speaking, then maybe they can write. So there's a form of expression for all of us. We just need to tap into our own awareness as to what serves us.
Dr. Mary, the third eye is often associated with intuition. Can you describe what a download of intuition feels like in the body as opposed to a thought from the mind?
Well, I'll tell you that the sixth energy center, the third eye, yes, indeed, is a place in which we receive information. It's also the ability to perceive and understand the truth. When you see the truth, how does it resonate somatically within the body? Intuition can come in many, many, many forms. And it can be a combination of skill sets of extrasensory perceptions above and beyond the traditional five senses that we operate in our daily lives. And so the sixth energy center is most intimately connected with the pineal gland. The pineal gland is responsible for regulating light and dark cycles within our body, and also the regulation of the hormone melatonin. So, as we shift through the various different seasons, our light dark cycles change. And as we open and expand through the space of the the sixth chakra, that allows us to be able to see in a multidimensional way.
Mhm. Dr. Mary, so what will be your short term and long term goals?
personally or professionally or for my patients?
Or you, if you can share professionally and
Sure.
personally.
Sure, they're one of the same these days, but my within the trillions of the cells that exist within my body, the resonance that speaks the truth for me is that my mission is to support others in their healing and their transformation, utilizing the tools of chiropractic and energy medicine. And one of the things that I am looking forward to is the utilization of using a electrophotonic imaging device in my office or a gas discharge visualization device in my office, which shows the patients the biofield, that hidden energy that surrounds all of us, and how it impacts their energy, their stress, and their organ balance. So, again, those are in alignment for both my short and long term goals.
Good luck, Dr. Mary, and looking forward for more success. And what would be your piece of advice for those people out there who want to be like you?
Oh my goodness. Well, first and foremost, I would say don't be like me, be like you. Be your
Yes.
unique, beautiful, radiant self. That's the first thing that I want to say. And the invitation for all the listeners is one of my favorite mantras. And it's very simple, Daniel. It's three words. And essentially it is relax, open, and allow. So if you can invite your inner self to become more mindful and more present in present time, you will expand and allow more information to run through you. So relax, open, allow.
Relax, open, and allow everything. Okay, that's good. The bad one now. Okay. And thank you for that uh, wisdom of yours, Dr. Mary. Thank you for that recommendation. And can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
There's a couple of authors that come to mind in this line of work that I would like to do a shout out for, and that is Barbara Brennan. She has two beautiful books out that talk about the energy centers and how we, as various different body types, run our energy. It's a wealth of information. She has two books out, Hands of Light and Emerging Light. So, those two books and that author, I feel very confident and comfortable in recommending. And then there's another influential author in the industry, Anadeo Judith. She has two books that I have on my shelf, and one of them is Eastern Body and Western Mind. It's a big, thick book, but it breaks down the expression of each of the energy centers in an overexpression and underexpression. And then she also has a second book called Chakra Yoga. So you can start to implement physical movement once you understand your energy centers. So those are two authors, Anadea Judith and Barbara Brennan.
Thank you for that recommended books, Dr. Mary. Thank you. So let's talk about creativity. How does a balance and flowing scroll chakra directly influence our ability to problem solve and innovate own our own work and personal lives?
I think that's an interesting question, Daniel, because in my world, when I'm supporting others, I see the second energy center as being kind of the seat of creativity. And if you think about it, in women, this is the seat of where we can create another beautiful being. And so, oftentimes, the idea of connecting into desires and creativity as to what you want to create in your life stems from the second energy center. And one thing that I will say, you get to clear and to cleanse and charge this energy center to get rid of other people's energy so that when you do tap into the awareness of what it is that you wish to create, it is coming from your pure essence and not influenced by other people. people.
How does the chakra system challenge the Western mechanistic view of the body as simply collection of separate parts and instead present as integrated communicative system?
I wish more people understood the difference between the mechanistic approach to medicine, as you outlined, where it's just treat the symptom and don't look for the cause. And so the integrative approach gets to the core root of the issue, looking at the organism, the patient as a whole. And so I believe the future of medicine is going to be expanding not only the mind and the body in an integrative approach, but including the spirit. And that means the energetics of the human system as well.
As we evolve personally or collectively, do you believe the chakra system itself is evolving? Are we discovering or awakening new energy centers?
I do believe that, Daniel, because in my world, each individual energy center has a layer of consciousness associated with it. The more healing and transformation that we do, we align that vertical power current so that each of the energy centers is spinning at a frequency that evolves our level of consciousness, and so that we can ascend into that bliss body and essentially evolve into the quantum dimension.
If you could have everyone in the world understand one key insight about body wisdom through this chakra, what would it be, Dr. Mary?
Your body has an innate wisdom of its own. Your body is incredibly smart, and it is in constant communication with you. So it serves you to listen to your body.
Dr. Mary, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too, comedy 101 in second season, and my food 101 in fifth season as well, geography 101 in fourth season, my baby podcast Law 101, mental health 101, and Bible verses 101, love letters in fourth season, and my movie 101 review and music 101 in fourth season as well, science 101 and sex 101 in age second season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcasts. Looking to the future, Dr. Mary, how do you see the integration of ancient chakras wisdom with modern technology helping us better understand and manage our holistic health?
I believe that we're going to see tools like the one that I mentioned, converting and downsizing into a personal biohacking machine, meaning that we already have with technology, whether it be smartphones or smart watches, we're already tracking our sleep cycles, our calories, and our energy state. And I do think that there's a room for more advancement in using technology to understand our biorhythms as well as our chakra systems.
Dr. Mary, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy, your business, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Daniel, I would just like to invite the listeners, if there's an element of curiosity, check out my website at www.drmarysanders.com.
Yes, people, let's support Dr. Mary Sanders because if you support her, for sure, more and more empowering chakra will rise. So, Dr. Mary, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
More to come, people. See you soon.